Podcast 2. What is postcolonial reading and how can you make a postcolonial reading of a text? Postcolonialism is a Marxist designation for the time in the early colonized areas after the colonizing power was settled, along with the process up to it and the uneven conditions. Postcolonial literature is a scenario of literary writing that responds to the discussion of European colonization in Asia, Africa, the Middle East, and elsewhere. Besides, it addresses the problems and consequences of the decolonization of a country and of a nation. Postcolonial literature also has undertones which justify racialism and colonialism, and postcolonial reading can happen in several ways. For example, you can make a classic ideology critical analysis, which shows where the Western literature exhibits a false and wrong awareness about the conditions. And the happy and primitive Uncle Tom Afro-American and the innocent Aladdin type are exposed as sentimental distortions and kind of a wishful thinking. While reading, you can also consider how colonist and anti-colonist messages are presented in the text you read. And then I have chosen two texts, and the first one is The Gentleman of the Jungle by Jomo Kenyatta. And the problem in this text is that the animals have the power and the man appears as colonized by them in a way. The text is about how the animals use them and threaten him so that he will make them all hot. The colonist message in this story is how so many of one race can rule over one of another kind, and it's clear here that the man represents a black person, maybe even a slave. And the anti-colonist message in this story is how the man ends up getting revenge over the animals by killing them all. And the animals here represent the white people and, for example, the colonizer. And the man is once again freed. So I think that this text is a clear example of imperialism. And then my second text is Pink by Judith Thompson. And this text is about the Afro-American Nellie, who is a nanny for Lucy, who is a white girl. And the problem in this text is that Lucy doesn't understand Nellie's situation as an employee. And the distribution seems very clear to me. It is that Nellie is black and works for Lucy, who is white. And in spite of the fact that Lucy is the one who is white and therefore the one who could be in charge, Nellie seems to have the control between those two because Lucy gets upset about Nellie's behavior. And she doesn't understand the way Nellie acts when, for example, Lucy wants to meet Nellie's family. So Lucy says, I don't understand why you weren't happy with us. Mommy let you eat as much sugar as you wanted, and we never said anything to you. And that is on page 2, line 12 to 13. So, yeah, that's a pretty clear example of how the white civil people appears as innocent and ignorant because Lucy sees it as a gesture that they let her eat sugar and she doesn't know how much Nellie actually suffers. Yes.